Hi there, it's Nancy. How are all my crafty friends? Just wanted to let you know that I'm a little bit early. I just couldn't wait another second. And so I had to pop on. So I know that nobody's here yet, but hopefully will be soon. I'm just setting up my buttons and I'm hoping, I think that worked. Okay, now that I know how to do it, let's do this. Hi, good to see you all. I am just sitting here. I want you to know that I remembered to do the little wheel spinner thing. So we've got cards to give away. I have 6 of them sitting right in front of me. We'll do that in a minute. I don't think I've got much else to say. Um, if there's a Stampin' Up! Sale, I've somehow missed it. It's not in my little brain. I know that upcoming in January for Celebration is a fantastic joining special. So I would love to have you join now if you wanted to get access, join my team to get access to my all the pre-orders. I didn't order a lot this time, but I do have some things coming later this week or early next week, I hope. I ordered a set from the new online exclusives, and then I ordered 2 sets, I believe, from the January catalog, and I got lots of things for the celebration. And I ordered a couple things I really needed also that I was running low on. Let's see, I'm trying to think. I can't even tell you exactly what I've got coming, but I know that one of them is butterflies because I have never met a butterfly and said I didn't like and didn't need. I know, it's silly, but it's true. How many butterflies does one person need? I ask you. I haven't reached that yet. So I don't have a limit of butterflies. Oh, I'm so silly. Let's see. I am going to see if I can get my table up and we can get started. And I'm going to put myself over in the corner of the screen this time. Well, hi, Wendy. It's so nice in Winnipeg. Wow. How's your weather? I'll try to be careful, get into the card really quick. I do have all of the cutting directions in the description. So hopefully, oh, well, that didn't work as I planned. Nope, that did not work as I planned. But it will work because here we are. So for sharing my video, hi Jan, I like to give away a card kit. Last week's was kind of involved, and so I'm still giving away cards instead of a card kit. So for sharing, Heidi Keeney and Cindy Howard. So I share separately YouTube and Facebook. For commenting, I've got Rachel Burkett. So this one, oh, I put the wrong stamp on. It's going to have a more postage. It's going to England. So we did a card last week because it was a little confusing. Hi, Robin. You're cool in Florida? That's nice. We're chilly here. It's the northeast wind is hitting, comes through the Canadian Fraser Gap in the mountains. And although it's 45 degrees here, it feels more like 32. So it's chilly out there. But we finally got a little sunshine, which is nice. So Shirley Meitzler, Lori Hart, and Cindy Walker, they're getting cards. I will address these and get them in the mail and fix my little stamp problem when the video's over. So here's what we're making. This is a card that we did at a Pacific Northwest demonstrator event at the end of November. And this is one of the ones that I designed. It's a double flap card. 1, 2. And then it's got this little card in front. So it's kind of fun. And the Season of Elegance paper is so pretty. Here, I'll bring it in. I'm using, there's this to me it's an oatmeal color. I don't know if that's what anyone else would call it, but I'm calling it oatmeal. And then we've got these two greens, and I'm using kind of a combination of those. The kits that I made up, some have this for the tree and some have this one for the tree. Anyway, it's a lovely set, and it's got gold and it's pretty. And I didn't feel any need to put on Wink of Stella or ribbon or sequins because it's got a lot of sparkle to it. It's shiny. It's a shiny card. I did use this Peaceful Season stamp set. I'm using one of the sentiments, but I'm only using part of it. So we'll talk about masking off words we don't want. And then trees. We've got to have trees. This is the Peaceful Evergreens set. So I've got those two sets that I'm using. I'm going to use Mossy Meadow ink. Oh, I'm also pulling in a sentiment from So Sincere for my little card on the inside. It's "You're in my heart and prayers." Okay, clearing these off, stacking things up behind me so I can get the kit out. So here is our card with a double flap. I did a little scoring mistake, and so when I do a little scoring mistake, I of course keep that. Yes, I know, Cindy. No Wink of Stella. It's shocking because it's my staple. I just kind of try to iron it out a little bit. The inside is going to cover that mostly, and I'm going to pretend it's a decoration that I did on purpose. Hi, Robin. Is it Arliss? Hi, and Lori. So nice to see you all. Thanks for joining me. So here we are, 10 inches by 5.5 inches, scored at 4 1/4 and 8 1/2, which means this will fold over like a regular card, and it's just got the double flap. So here we go. We've got this one, and I'm going to talk about what I did. This is 4 by 5 1/4. This is going on the inside. We're just going to stamp a little bit on it. Here's a designer series paper, which is the exact same size. That'll cover this left side of our card. I've got a piece of the green for the little flap. Our little card is 3 inches by 7 inches, scored at 3 1/2. I am just so glad everybody's here. That makes me happy. I've got 2 gold. They're 3 3 3/4 by 2 and obviously I shouldn't have gotten rid of my cheat sheet because I'm not remembering. 2 1/2 by 3 is the white. So these are 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. And see, they'll go so nicely. My original card that I made, I did a little differently. I just used scrappy strips, which was really nice to be able to use those up. It did take a little measuring, and I decided that for the event, it would be a lot easier just to have the gold. So I cut the white down a little bit so we have a nice edge. I think we're going to start with some stamping. We're going to stamp on our envelope, our 2 white pieces, one for the front and one for inside of the little card, and our very cute inside. Did I show it to you? I might not have. Hi, Teresa. Nice to see you. Here we have our inside. 2 generations of stamping. Of inking, I should say. So let's start with that. With my sentiments, I kind of decided that because I did black on this one, but I thought that was kind of silly. Oh, hi, Cindy. Did I say hi? I did comment on the No Wink of Stella comment, but here we are. With a larger stamp, and also with a lot of stamps, I like to take my ink to the stamp, and I have less kind of over inking on the edges. that way. But it's a very gentle tap tap. So let's do a tree here, and then a lighter tree. Then we'll do it again. Being a little more careful of our edges. Although I guess it doesn't matter since I'm stamping off onto. We'll do our darker tree and the lighter one. And maybe we'll even put a couple of really light ones in. Just for fun. It's a forest after all. So how is everybody today? I happen to have my cup of coffee, which is what I almost always have. Can you see it? There it is. A friend and I, a few years ago, hi Teresa. Is that Teresa? I hate to mispronounce names, but I really know that I do that. With all of the cards that I made using this set, I love this row of trees. I just think it's a great row of trees. And so I inked it up, and then I just started stamping. 1, 2, and 3 generations worth of inking. That last one, you might not even be able to see it so light. Well, maybe it's a little bit. And I did the same on my envelope over here on the side. 1, 2, and 3. There we are. There's our forest. Our envelope's done. Our inside is ready to go. I have an extra stamp out. For our sentiment, I've decided to go ahead and use Mossy Meadow instead of the black. Since it's handy and it's gonna match. But what I want is, I want the thinking of you with warm feelings. I don't want the bottom of it, so I am just taking a piece of masking tape. No, I'm not. I'm taking clear tape, not masking tape. Although you could use masking tape. And then I'm going to tap, tap, tap. And you will notice that I have a big mess on the tape. And you just pull that off, and you're able to stamp. I'll put it in the garbage before I get it somewhere that I'm going to regret. Well, right now it's stuck to my nail. So let's see if I can get that off. And I'm going to, I didn't do a good job. I need a little bit. You can also mask this way. You just have to be careful. I think that's going to work. Sometimes this is easier, I will admit, to just taking it, lining it up on the edge where you want, and putting it down. There's also, hi Sandra, if you've made sure all your stamps work, and you're not worried about the warranty on the stamps, you can do a little stamp surgery and you can cut off what you don't want. You can still use it, but you can cut it off. So I'm just going to put this kind of up in the right corner. It's a little crooked. Let us grab the other piece of white, because I can turn it over. Well, maybe we'll use this one. Let's use this one. There is no reason. I'm going to change it up a little bit. I am going to put this in the upper left, although I am going to cover up that corner. Let's see. That looks better. I am not going to stamp the tree on this one because I used our Enamel Effects, the white, and this is about 3 layers of the enamel effects, and the green comes through, and I don't like that. Hi, Candia. Nice to see you. Okay, yes, be creative. We all need to be creative. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here before we stamp the inside sentiment. So with this, I tore myself a snowbank out of basic white, and I've covered it with Wink Stella. And then I stamped the tree, and it takes a lot of drying time, so I'm not going to do it with enamel effects. I'm not going to do it here, but I wanted to try something different. So we're doing it together today. I took, can you see the shimmer on this? It's also got texture because I kind of tapped my palette knife on it. I've got shimmer white embossing powder or shimmer white embossing paste on here. And I did this earlier because I knew it was going to need to dry. So let's set that aside. And what I did with the white enamel effects. So here's the embossing paste. I have had this dry out before. So I've got cling wrap over the top of it. It's all sealed up, and I'm keeping it in its little plastic bag because I don't want it to dry up. So I think what I did was I cut one of the trees, or the small tree, out of. You're having an earthquake? Oh, hi, Kat. Lori, how bad is it? Are you okay? Earthquakes are not good. So I've got my Tombow adhesive in the precision glue press because it's a little easier to be careful with it. Well, and normally it doesn't back up or get clogged. Oh, it's not bad? Oh, good, Lori. You had me worried there. I've got a T-pin, which is an upholstery pin, that I keep handy to clear any clogs. Although I will say that my T-pin is right now at the place in life where it really, really, really needs to be cleaned with a little alcohol to get some of that extra off. So here's our tree with our snow on it. I think I need to perfect my snow technique. Maybe just sweeping it up. But it's nice not to have green snow, so I am not going to complain about that. I'm going to load up some glue on my snowbank. I'm going to put the snowbank over it. So there. We have a snowy tree, and I let these dry for about 2 hours. So that was the first thing I did today. Cindy, really? You feel it? That far away? Wow. I wonder if you can see the sparkle. It is really pretty. I think it makes a better snowbank. Gives it a little more texture because, as I said, I kind of mounded it up in spots. And this is just going to go on one of our pieces of gold foil. And now one of the things you could do if you were doing anything cutouts that were special, or you knew you needed some little branches or leaves or something, or a little shape label for a sentiment, you could cut that out of the middle of this. Okay, so there's our front. Now let's do our inside sentiment. And then we're done with the stamping. So, our sentiment is, you're in my heart and prayers. And I am just going to put that. This really isn't a writing panel. And so that's why I got the little tree out, the smaller tree. I thought we needed a little tree or two on this card too. I love trees. Do you love trees? Oh, brown snow would be very bad. Gold foil is a nice mat, but it is a more expensive, one of our more expensive specialty papers that you buy. It's not that it's expensive, it's just you only get 2 sheets of 12 by 12. So I often get 5 or 6 sets at a time, so I've got more gold. But I do try to conserve it in that it is nice, very nice to have something cut out in the middle so you know you're not wasting it. And I can just put these on. And our little card is done. And then we'll make our big card. When we're done here, I have got I've got Happy Mail to show you. Now, opens the opposite direction. So your fold is on your right. So it's very easy to do that on the opposite way, just out of habit. Okay, here we go. Yay. Here's the front of our card. And if you wanted to, you could use the basic beige instead of the basic white for your sentiment. I don't know, I just kind of like the white, and it was kind of going with my snow theme. Oh, the big redwoods. The big redwoods would be wonderful. We've got pine trees and fir trees and birch trees and lots of evergreens and also lots of deciduous trees because I have got leaves everywhere. Yes, I got lost for a minute, but hopefully my reconnect worked. Okay, here we are for the larger card. Let's see, I'll set that there. This is the easy part. I'm just going to, now if you didn't want all the gold, you could use the other side. But I kind of like the gold. I like shiny. That's why I like glitter. Anyone see I've got a new color nail polish? It doesn't go with a lot of my clothes. I asked for plum and I got more of a red. But it's going to be fine. It went really nice with my red sweater last night. Okay. And then we'll do a little side. It comes together really fast. But you do have to allow, if you're going to use shimmer paste or the pearlized enamel effects basics, or even the metallic, you have to allow drying time. And here's our flap is covered. Let's put our inside in. It's all ready, and we need writing room, so I didn't put any sentiment on this one. I'm going to use my Seal Plus. I have to remember that when you're using Seal Plus, you just don't apply really any pressure. Okay. There we are. Our card is done, except we really should attach this. Now here's where you're going to want to be careful. And this is one reason you need this all dry, because upside down, so I knew where I wanted to put my glue. You could use glue, or you could use tear and tape, but use something strong because this is going to be a moving piece. Boy, it's just, the internet is really acting up. So I'm going to save my happy mail and everything for another day when we're not storming. But here's our card. You, of course, will allow some drying time. But I'm just going to show you how it all turns out in the end. And then I will do what I often do to let things dry. There we are. The tape is on top of it. So, because I think I'm going to lose internet pretty soon, I like purple best. But during winter, I like to be a little darker, so I like to go with the plum. Look at the lovely green. See, I wear that well. It goes with the red. But this is just not quite me. So I'll pick another color next time. And I want to thank everybody for joining me. And I'm sorry I'm rushing through and rushing off, but I am pretty sure I'm going to lose you any minute. So thank you. I'm glad you liked the card. It's it was a new fold for me. I ran across it and I thought, well, it's not quite a joy fold, but it's got some similarities to it. Yes, the trusty tape holder. It's my friend. I like it. And I'm going to wish you all Kat, yes, I agree. Happy anniversary, Kat. And then I am off to work on laundry while I still have power. Anyway, happy crafting, and I will see you next week at 2, and hopefully it will be very calm here. Thanks you all for joining me.